On March 18th, thousands of pedestrians on the streets of Shenzhen, China, ran for their lives when the 355-meter-high tower shook, even though there was no earthquake or any legitimate reason for the scary event. The incident has raised alarm bells about the construction quality of Chinese constructors around the world. Hello everyone, welcome back to World of China. Today we're talking about China's Tofu DREG project, killing hundreds of innocent lives. Stay tuned with us to know the full story and give this video a big thumbs up. And a friendly reminder, a small percent of our viewers subscribe to our channel, so if you like this video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can't change your mind anytime. In the homeland, building collapses are not uncommon in China, where careless construction standards and rapid urbanization have led to hastily constructed sites. The urbanization rate in the context of hot-growth cities has caused many large housing and infrastructure projects in China that failed to meet standards. In June 2019, a 7-story building owned by a Chinese investor in Sihanoukville, Cambodia, collapsed, killing 21 workers. In a report, the commission said that most of the buildings in the province owned by Chinese contractors were not up to technical standards and were built with inferior quality materials. The move follows a series of shocking collapses in several Chinese cities since May 20th, one in the northern city of Shenzhen and 3 in southwest China's Guizhou province, one of the country's poorest regions. In the wake of the incidents, China's online social networks have been flooded with chilling pictures of exposed apartment buildings still standing amidst rubble. In Guizhou's provincial capital, Guiyang, late last month, heavy rainfall resulted in a landslide that caused a 9-story building to collapse, killing 16 people and at least 15 people were believed to be missing. Officials said as rescuers searched through the wreckage. Pictures showed workers in orange suits combing the mangled concrete wreckage of the building for survivors. The government said sniffer dogs had been deployed. A little more than a week later, a 7-story building collapsed in Guizhou's city of Zunyi with no fatalities. A 9-story building collapsed days later in the same city, resulting in 4 dead and 3 injured. And on Tuesday, a 2-story bathhouse collapsed in Shenzhen, leaving 6 people dead and 6 injured. A spate of building collapses in China has left more than 24 people dead in recent weeks, and the country's authorities are sounding the alarm. Chen Zhenghao, China's housing minister, this week ordered that old buildings be put under intensified checks and renovated if they're considered to pose a safety risk. But the statement on the ministry's website did not specify whether China's central government would be allocating more money or resources to the renovation of old buildings. Many of China's internet users also voiced skepticism at the ministry's orders. Here's an excuse for a new round of city building, one user wrote on Weibo, a Chinese equivalent of Twitter, airing a common complaint that local officials in China often pursue needless construction projects to line their own pockets with money from developers. Progress on the standard of construction in China is still wanting, with construction workers also bearing risks. In December, 10 workers were killed during the construction of a gymnasium in Tsinghua High School in Beijing, when a portion of the stadium floor collapsed, burying the workers below. Structural failures and collapses are the most common cause of death or injury for construction workers, according to China Labor Bulletin, a labor rights group. Many people have complained about lax construction practices, especially in the smaller cities, where towers are often built by unskilled migrant workers. During the 2008 Sichuan earthquake, many schoolhouses fell, which led to the deaths of 69 people. These buildings have been taken to exemplify Tofu DREG projects. In 2006, 12 workers in Shaanxi put their fingerprints on the complaint that Shaanxi Road and Bridge Company used inferior quality materials to repair the tunnel. According to the complaint, the company's conductors used asbestos powder instead of cement to build inside the tunnel. When plastering the inside of the tunnel, workers only used their hands, not other specialized techniques. Building collapses are not rare in China. It has also seen several building collapses in recent years, with some blamed on low-quality construction. Obviously, no one sets out to build a structurally unsound building. Tofu buildings are the result of hasty construction designed to erect a structure as quickly and cheaply as possible. Last May, a 5-story quarantine hotel in the southeastern city of Guangzhou collapsed due to shoddy construction, killing 29. The devastating 2008 Sichuan earthquake caused more than 69,000 deaths, and the disaster ignited a storm of public controversy over poorly constructed school buildings, known as Tofu DREGs, which collapsed, killing thousands of students. Nearly 24 people were killed when a row of decaying houses collapsed in the eastern China city of Wenzhou on Monday. State-run media described the casualties as primarily being migrant workers occupying substandard buildings in the flourishing trading and manufacturing port in Zhejiang province. 6 survivors were pulled from 4 buildings in Wenzhou's Lucheng district, which imploded at around 3:25 a.m., apparently without warning or immediate cause, according to media reports. Following a period of rapid growth, China faces a problem of poorly constructed buildings that have sprung up in a loosely regulated environment and has a history of building collapses and other construction-related disasters in recent times. The Wenzhou disaster is the latest in a series of construction-related tragedies to strike China. In December last year, 22 buildings were knocked over and at least 69 people were killed when a man-made mountain built from years of construction waste gave way to a massive mudslide in the Shenzhen industrial zone. In 2014, the local government had classified more than 1,400 buildings in Lucheng district as dangerous and recommended that nearly 1,000 of those be vacated. Action on the condemned buildings was said to have been slowed by demands from owners and occupants for compensation. Now the question is, why is the quality of some of these structures so poor? Corruption and graft undoubtedly play a role when project money is skimmed off the top floor and by officials, leaving less funding for quality materials, qualified staff, and acceptable workmanship. Additionally, projects are often granted to companies that have more political ties and qualifications. In January, the Beijing Municipal People's Procuratorate disclosed that bribery and corruption cases increased in 2010, with urban development and rural election issues involved in the majority of cases. From January to August 2011, the Communist Party's Central Commission for Discipline Inspection announced that 6,800 officials had been prosecuted for corruption in infrastructure projects. Local governments, meanwhile, have massive incentives to promote rapid and unfettered growth and often turn a blind eye to construction standards. For one, local governments rely on the revenues arising from construction, including land sales and transfer fees. In 2010, total land transfer revenues totaled 3,000 billion RMB or $464 million, which was more than 70% of local government revenues. For another, local officials are promoted based on the growth rates of their jurisdictions. This followed a move last year by Shanghai's government, which issued new regulations intended to strengthen construction supervision, including the registration of construction managers and workers. Indeed, in 2009, Shanghai also launched a major crackdown on construction fraud, netting nearly 2,000 people for construction-related offenses from December 2010 through March 2011. Ultimately, aside from the danger to human life, Tofu projects create trust issues for the government, undermining citizens' belief in the reliability of government to create safe infrastructure. Sadly, it'll therefore probably take more accidents like those we have seen to create sufficient political will to clean up and prevent so many of these projects from happening in the future. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this video, then give this video a big thumbs up and share it. For more exciting videos, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon. I'll be back with another exciting video soon. Till then, check out our channel for more exciting videos and stay tuned. Watch more about China's Tofu DREG project. The link is in the description below.